Full transparency, the fourth quarter just started. Kwab and I are not waiting for this game to end. It is over. Let's get to the box score.
Full transparency. Josh didn't want to wait because he was
I
over it by the third quarter. So
For what? I'm going to watch the fourth quarter of this beatdown? No. And we also are reviewing the Rockets Timberwolves. I'm not going to miss the first couple minutes of that game. Let's get to the box score. The Cavaliers beat the Knicks a lot to a little. Donovan Mitchell had a lot of points in threes. Evan Mobley dunked a lot. DeAndre Hunter fit in beautifully. Jalen Brunson did okay. Karl-Anthony Towns had a lot of points. Mikal Bridges had a decent offensive game. Horrible performance for the Knicks. But listen, let's give credit to the Cavs first. Can we do that? I don't want to make this all about the Knicks. I'm a Knicks fan, but this is an NBA podcast, and I think it would be doing Cavs fans and the Cleveland Cavaliers team injustice if I sat here and just ranted about the Knicks for about 10 minutes. So shout out to the Cavs. Came out in the beginning, like when this game was close, and I mean like 10-7 close. It was Brunson going one-on-one and making things happen, and the Cavs dunking the ball. Their first 4 baskets were dunks, which pretty much explains everything you need to know about this game. The Knicks making things way more difficult on the offensive end than they had to. Also, the Cavaliers playing good defense. And the Knicks just giving up everything in the paint for the whole game. I know a lot of times we get on these reviews and we say things like, yeah, the Cavs ran this type of offense with, pick and rolls and then flare screens off the picks, and this is what they did. And, the Knicks went zone and the counter. Like, we do that on this channel. I'm not doing any of that today. This was just a complete and utter embarrassing performance by the Knicks, but also a very impressive performance by the Cavs. This version of Evan Mobley is one that I don't think Knicks fans are very familiar with. He's someone who dominated today, and I think Knicks fans are fooling themselves thinking that when Mitchell Robinson comes back, that it's going to be the same old song and dance that it was 2 years ago in the playoffs, where he's going to dominate both Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. It's a completely different team run with Kenny Atkinson. Max Strus had about, off the top of my head, 6 assists where same assist, got into the paint, bounce pass to a cutter, dunk. In the first half. I'm not even talking I'm talking about the first half. In
the first quarter.
First quarter.
That's how I started off with a bunch of drives and dunks, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Cavs weren't doing anything special on the offensive end to confuse the Knicks. The Knicks just played horrible defense. They couldn't keep their man in front. The Cavs got into the paint at will and finished. And on the other side of the ball, the Knicks were stagnant. They weren't moving the basketball. The Cavs were rotating perfectly. After run rotation, that was pretty much it because the Knicks stopped moving the basketball. There were very rare times where they kept moving the ball and making Cleveland move. But even in those times, they missed their three or they missed their shot. It was just overall an ass-kicking of epic proportions to the point where, for the first time in Dime history, we didn't even wait for the final buzzer. We just said we're going to go on and get this over with. Now I'm going to random... you go. Before I go off, I'm going to go off for 10, 15 minutes, and Quab's going to say 2 words, and that's going to be the whole review. Quab.
Okay. Before you go off on your Knicks thread, both teams are coming off back-to-backs. Both teams played yesterday. So with the Cavs actually played the Nets yesterday. So I was interested.
So they had off yesterday.
Well, I'm sorry, say that again?
So they had off yesterday.
That's kind of funny. They have off today. The difference is when they played the Nets yesterday, the Nets were up by I think 15 or so going into the third. And what the difference that led to the Cavs winning that game was Donovan Mitchell becoming really aggressive in the second half. And DeAndre Hunter just hitting a bunch of ridiculous. He hit a bunch of tough threes, which he's been doing all year. That's people have been saying he would be the 6th man of the year if it wasn't for Payton Pritchard. So I was interested to see how aggressive Donovan Mitchell was going to come out to the start of this game, especially it being a back-to-back, and quote unquote a big game against one of the top teams in the East. So. I mean, the first half, I think he had 24 points, but
yeah, he had 17 in the second quarter or something like that. I don't know the exact number. Forgive me.
Yeah, he was going off, but like you said before, the game kind of started off with the Knicks had Jalen Brunson or Max Strus, and I guess expecting him just to stand outside and spot up, and he was doing a lot of driving and dump off passes to the bigs. Knicks looked really small out there.
Yeah, they did.
It just being the case, it looked really small out there. And it was kind of crazy because I actually texted one of our mutual friends, Zach. I forgot that you guys traded Jericho Sims. because I was like, oh, maybe when Jericho Sims comes off the, I'm like, wait, he's not on this team anymore. He's not on this team anymore. But the big run in the first half, or actually the first quarter, happened when Ty Jerome checked in the game.
Oh, here we go. Ty,
You know what I
Ty
mean?
Jerome propaganda.
The Ty Jerome propaganda is look, man, them
No,
Virginia
I like
boys,
Ty. I like Ty. I
them
like Ty.
Virginia boys were kicking your butt. Like Ty Jerome and DeAndre Hunter were, especially in the first half. First half, I don't think DeAndre Hunter missed, but some of the plays that Ty Jerome was making in terms of buckets and plays also helped with the run. And that's been one of the slight differences between a team like the Cavs and a team like the Knicks, because they have people that can come off the bench. They're going to make an impact. Apart from, like, when it comes to the Knicks, apart from, like, Deuce and maybe Campaign throwing up some wild-ish, like, they're, you guys, one of the big question marks, everybody, the minutes police always say, like, the starters play too many minutes. You don't really have a bench. I don't know who's playing right now in the fourth quarter. Tibbs might be still.
I'm not watching. I refuse to watch.
Tibbs might still be playing the starters, but
He actually might. You're not. You're kidding.
It might
but he might be.
he might be. We don't know. But like you said, props to the Cavs. Like the Cavs came out and showed you why they're the number one team in the East. Like Evan Mobley.
They are on another stratosphere.
Clearly, and these
teams are
off,
not. And the Knicks had the fourth best record in the league coming into this game.
Yeah.
Like, there are three teams right now who can win the championship in my mind. It's the Thunder, the Cavs, and the Celtics. Not in that order. I'm just stating the three teams.
Just those are top three teams. Yep.
That's it. And maybe you might be able to convince me the Nuggets. Maybe.
You never know.
Get
in
someone
terms
who's
of matchups.
persuasive.
In terms of matchups. Yeah.
But kids are
but yeah, but I'm just gonna say, but even with them having this, how big of a lead right now, Darius Garland, I think even when he went down, he wasn't having the best of games. Like,
but they didn't need him to have it.
Yeah, exactly. Throughout the course of the game, just so they have too many options. And I'm giving you guys this very serious breakdown and this very serious hat, because like I just want you to know. I just want you to know. Josh was so upset when he texted me. He's like, "Look, let's just go now. This is embarrassing." I was like, maybe there might be a comeback. He was like, hell no, it's not happening.
No, what happened was the Knicks scored 4 straight points, and I was like, there's your comeback right
there.
there.
Yeah, there's the fake
and
comeback.
I was right, by the way.
Yeah, there's the fake comeback.
Because Mikal Bridges hit a mid-range jumper to cut it to 26, and then the Cavs put it right back to 30.
Yeah, I mean, look, and the Cavs, we've talked about the Cavs every time we recap them, about them having size, having guard play, having a deep team. A lot of it showed this game, like throughout the course of the first 2-3 quarters that we
They just
watched.
have better habits. I mean, I know that sounds weird, but like the Knicks, for as good as their offense has been, you saw it in the I can't even like put into words, but you saw it in the very beginning, right? When the Knicks offense was clicking, it was Jalen Brunson dancing and making tough shots. And on the other end, it was the Cavs moving the basketball, getting into the paint, and dunking the basketball. You know what I mean? And it wasn't even like the Cavs went nuts from 3 today. And there's days where they're driving and kicking and hitting threes. They didn't need to do any of that. You know, the Knicks offense, when it is at its best, they're running in transition. Cavs were making everything so they couldn't run. In the middle of the second quarter, the Cavs were shooting 75%. That's insane.
That is insane. And also, I think the broadcast said they had, at the end of the first quarter, they had 7 dunks, which was like a record in like 25 years or something like that.
And that's the thing. Like they just have a healthier offense to me. The Knicks have a Jalen Brunson. They have a Karl-Anthony Towns where you can just give them the ball and, you know, they can make something happen. The Cavs have that as well, you know, and the Cavs also have healthier habits on the offensive end where they're always moving the basketball.
Yeah.
They're not – Max Strus, again, like I told you, he had like 5-6 assists in like the first quarter and a half.
Yep.
I don't think there's anyone else on the Knicks outside of Brunson, maybe Hart on days, that's going to do that for you.
Yeah, Hart usually gets you guys, like, he's been playing really in terms of, like, triple-double numbers.
And honestly,
yeah.
I know Knicks fans are – and another thing, just for the Knicks fans watching, Josh Hart being out this game is not an excuse. Like, really good teams like the Cavs, the Thunder, the Celtics, like, these teams, they win games with starters out. It happens all the time. Like, Cleveland had starters out for – you know, Okoro was out. Like, Dean Wade's not even playing. Like, so it's, you know what I mean? Like, the Cavs are missing a player, but they've been missing players, and they still have been winning. Same with the Celtics. They rest everybody all the damn time. The Thunder, same thing. If you're a good team, if you're a team that's going to be taken seriously, you have to win these games. Or at least be competitive. You know, if you would have lost by 2 or 3 or a possession, I could have gotten on the stream and been like, you know what? Maybe Josh might have changed this game. I'm okay with it on the road.
You would have waited till the whole fourth quarter to get on.
Yes,
the
I would have. But I mean, that's a sign of a good team. I mean, the Cavs are also on a back-to-back. You know what I mean?
Both teams on back-to-back.
So the whole thing that the Knicks, are tired and whatnot. It's not the Cavs' fault. You went into overtime against the Chicago Bulls, a team you should have blown out by 30 points. It's just, to me, it's, as a Knicks fan, it's frustrating because I loved last year's team so much, and I understand that this year's team, like, the record's better, but it just doesn't feel like there's any hope with this team. That I feel like their ceiling's very capped. Like I said before, I think they're the best of the next tier, and that next tier is named not contenders. And it sucks because I was looking forward to this year thinking that maybe they could be, with the roster the way it was set up. But you watch them play, especially against good teams. They're 0-2 against the Thunder with one embarrassing beatdown in Madison Square Garden. They are 0-2 against the Celtics. Both times they got absolutely smacked. And now they're 0-2 against the Cavs, a game where they blew a lead in Madison Square Garden early in the year, and then a beatdown. Like, they are 0-6 against the three teams that are better than them in the standings. And 4 out of those 6 games, 66.6% of the games, they're not even competitive in. How am I supposed to believe in this team?
I mean, do you think they look different come playoff time?
No, I don't. You can convince me they lose in the first round.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's okay. Let's not be.
That's not wild, man. This team does not.
I mean, that's not wild, but that's also very like. That's also very doomsday fan. Like,
it is. I mean, listen,
feeling right now.
For instance, I haven't looked, but I think the Pistons were the 6th seed at the All-Star break. I'm not picking the Pistons to beat the Knicks for us.
I am.
But the Pacers, maybe. A healthy Pacers squad, maybe.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. There's really not much to talk about. Shout out to the Cavs. Doing great things. We haven't recapped the Cavs game in a while. It feels like it's been a while since we recapped the Cavs game.
Because most of your matchups have been against teams like they've lower level teams, so it's been easy wins for them. Just like this one. Look, I think we both didn't expect this type of blowout. Maybe
I expected the Cavs to win. I just didn't expect them to absolutely humiliate the Knicks. Exactly. I thought it was going to be a game that was like 7-8 points all game. The Knicks are like have a puncher's chance, and then like they lose by like 10 or 12.
Yeah, it's just Cavs are just a better team. The Knicks have a lot of question marks. Anytime we've watched them, we've been harping on it, like just in terms of their inconsistent play on defense.
Yeah,
their inconsistent play on offense. Sometimes, like you said, it feels like a lot of one-on-ones. The way they react to double teams have been terrible. So yeah, this is just the outcome of that. It's okay, man. It's okay. It's just what do they usually what they say? It's just one game.
No, it's not two, though. It's 6 games against teams that are better. No, dude. We're gonna cut it here. The Knicks lose to the Cavs a lot to a little. We're gonna do the Rockets Timberwolves for NBA fans who want to watch. I doubt there are any Rockets Timberwolves fans up to this video that are like watching this video up to this point. But if you're interested, we're gonna recap that game. The NBA's back after the All-Star break, so Kwab and I don't know what our plans are. I don't know if we should do power rankings of the game. The league just kind of came back. Maybe we'll wait a week to do power rankings, but definitely give you some game reactions and all that. So stay tuned. Timberwolves and Rockets coming up after this, and then tomorrow we'll have a reaction as well. So Kwab for Kwab's hat and my hat. We'll see you next time in a couple hours from the time. Peace.